Hey guys, it's Rena, and today I want to talk to you about how we are going to level up 2025 together. So I've created a little checklist and we're going to go through each of the topics together, but this has to do with your morning routine, your nighttime routine, your dieting, your fitness, relationships that you might have, whether it's, romantic or friendships more so and family related. And at the end, I'll even give you a little cheat code of how to succeed. So make sure you like and subscribe and stay till the end of the video to find out. So sit down, buckle up, and let's get into it. So let's just go into the morning routine. We are gonna normalize gratitude and journaling this year. We are gonna put an emphasis on that. Last year, I really lacked doing my journaling and my gratitude. And I feel like towards the end of the year, I was entering a little espresso depresso about how I was feeling because I felt like I had nothing during the year that was going well, I would say, for me. Even though things were happening, I just never wrote them down or I never remember. And I'm the type of person that looks beyond, not in the present, or the past. So it's really hard for me to be proud of my accomplishments when I'm so focused on what I'm working towards. So we're gonna normalize these things, okay, this year. We are gonna start the day, let's just picture it. Close your eyes for a second. You're gonna wake up at an early hour. Maybe you're not like me and you're not crazy, so you don't wake up at 5:30, but you are gonna, no, you know what, for 2025, you are crazy, let's do it. We are gonna aim to wake up around 5:30 to 6 a.m. We are gonna not look at our phones first thing in the morning. Instead, you are gonna head to get a coffee or a tea. This is in your home, so you don't need to go out to do this. Save money. Once your tea is ready or your coffee, you are gonna head to the couch or the living room away from your bedroom. And that is where you're gonna pick up these two things. You can either buy these, they're at literally every Indigo in ever, or you can have it on your laptop and write it down, or you can just have a random notebook and write this stuff down. But basically, you're gonna do both of these. So one of them is a 5-minute journal and the other one is a productivity planner. So the 5-minute journal is basically what you're thankful for, what's going well in life, what you look forward to throughout the day. So this is more of a day-to-day that you're gonna do, and you're gonna look back at this when you're feeling sad or you're feeling depressed or you feel like you're not enough. You're gonna look at this and remember. So you're gonna write down what you're grateful for, what makes today good, your daily affirmations, and then at the end of the night, we'll talk about it. Then you're gonna pick up your productivity journal. And in this one, it basically is going through your day-to-day. So you're gonna have a plan of every hour of the day, what you're gonna actually be doing. You're gonna have all of your tasks, the most important ones listed for the day that need to get done. And you're gonna write what your intentions are for the day, whether it's to be happy, to be productive, to get something done, to make a YouTube video, whatever that is. And then any notes that you have. This is so useful for me in terms of actually mapping out what my day is supposed to look like. So I start at literally 5:30. I add 2 extra little columns up here. And I write down if I have meetings, how long I want to go for a walk for, how long I'm going to the gym for, if I have Pilates, how long is that, so that I can actually look at my calendar and see what the time looks like versus being stressed out of not having enough time. In doing this, it just creates clarity for you in terms of what your priorities of the day actually are, and so that you can feel like you're already accomplished before the day's even started, just by knowing what you need to do, versus being confused throughout the day if you've finished your tasks, if you haven't, what that looks like. It's just a lot easier. Keep in mind, I have different tools that I use for actually planning out my day, to-do lists, all of that stuff. But I use this for my overall priorities and gratitude to myself, mostly for gratitude, and it's really good to look back at. This will come towards the end of the night. So that's kind of going to take us actually into the next portion. It's going to be using online tools to help you. So I use a couple things for taking care of daily tasks, checklists, scheduling, content planning, strategy planning. I have 2 things that I use religiously to do this. One of them is Excel, where I keep a spreadsheet of all of my to-dos for the day that are related to certain things. And the other one, and it's very much color-coded, so don't judge me. And the other one is that I use something called Notion, and it really helps me map out what my content week is gonna look like for social media. So I actually learned this from this girl on YouTube who's really funny and nice. Her name is Tess. And she basically talked about how in the morning you should have a check-in with yourself for all of your daily tasks in order of the priority that you're going about it. And if you don't want to use things like Excel or Notion, totally understandable. If you want an easier route, there is actually AI tools that can help you. I use Grok and ChatGPT religiously. I am trying actually to use those tools to create fitness plans and diet plans for myself, because they're actually taking knowledge from the internet of other people and they're putting it towards a plan that will be catered towards you. How is that not better than butter? But you can plug in everything you like eating, what you don't like eating, what you actually like. If you have a certain diet in mind, like animal-based, carnivore, keto, whatever it is, it will help you determine what exactly the day should look like in terms of your eating based on your calories, your macros, all of that stuff. And then with your fitness, it can also tell you based on the goals that you set. So you want to be like me and get a fat ass and abs. It can help you by telling you exactly which workouts you should be aiming towards. The thing you will have to do though is record your metrics. I use an app called Rep Count, and basically I plug in my workouts and it tells me how long it took for the workout. I can record what the weight was, how many reps I did, how many sets I did, and it's been very good for me because I never used to write that stuff down, so I didn't even know if I was catching a PR, you know? So now we're gonna go into our nighttime routine after you're done everything for the day and you're feeling a little stressed, you know? You wanna unwind. Here's what we're gonna do. Again, we are gonna be off of our phones probably an hour before you're going to bed. I know what you're thinking. What the hell? Like, I need to be on my phone. I get it. You can check it, obviously, once or twice, but don't be like glued to it for the entire hour. That's where the problems start. And also, I swear to God, there has been studies on this, but it's like a lot harder for you to fall asleep when you have the light from your phone in your eyes right before bed. So don't take my word for that, but like, I'm pretty sure. This is the portion of the night though that we are gonna unwind. So something I really like to do is either drink tea or cacao at night. And before you say anything, cacao is not the same as hot chocolate, has a much bitter taste to it. It's very strong. It's like a taste that you have to get used to, but it was like drank by kings and stuff, so just saying, how would you not want to drink that? But you're gonna do that. You are also going to take these again. You're gonna sit on your couch. You're gonna fill out the ending of the day. So in the 5-minute journal, they have a literal section where you write down the highlight of the day as well as what you learned in that day. And then the same with the productivity journal is you literally write down if you actually succeeded on the goal, how long it took. Something I like to do is if I didn't finish all of the like really important tasks that are happening that day, I will put it already in the next day, so I already know that I have to do them. And then this is my favorite part of the night, is I finally get to write in my journal. And I actually bought a Sprocket. It's like a printer that can print out photos, and I print them out so that I can add them to my journal. I won't share my deep dark secrets with you, but it's all in here. Life hack, just buy like the cutest one you can, and I guarantee you will want to write in this thing every day. Also, I forgot to mention, but in the morning I do take supplements. I can do a whole thing about the supplements that I take in another thing, but just remember, supplements are very important if there are things that you are lacking in terms of vitamins and minerals. Maybe I should do like a vlog and my whole day in the life, you know? And I just walk you through my actual morning and nighttime. That could be lit. Let me know if you want that. Anyway, we're gonna get into friendships. So friendships is something that I had to hard deal with this year. But basically, I had to learn that it is okay for you to let go of friendships that are no longer serving you. And what I mean by that is I don't mean it in a way like this person didn't buy you this or this person didn't do this for you. No, that's not what I mean. I mean people who mentally are the same, or they challenge you, or they give you something that I guess you might be giving them in terms of friendship. So for instance, I had to let go of a very old friend of mine who literally was like the SpongeBob to my Patrick, you know? She was a Patrick. And it's because she was making a lot of time for her boyfriend, not a lot of time for our friendship, and it was just time and distance was going by, and also our goals in life just no longer aligned. And I want to say that is okay, like that happens. And I heard a quote, and I don't remember who it's by, but they were talking about how some friends are come in seasons, and that's totally okay. And I think for me, because I grew up with a lot of my friends from middle school and high school, that I felt like I owed it to myself to keep up with these relationships, but in the back of my head I would always think that I wanted more. I wanted a friend that like treated me the way that I treated them, in terms of like literally dropping everything on a dime if they needed help. Like that was me for my friends, but I never fully felt that reciprocated. And don't get me wrong, I do have best friends. Like I'm not saying this like I dropped everyone. I love like everyone I have in my life right now. I indeed love them. And even the people that I let go, I still love them, and they served their purpose during a certain time of my life. It's just, it might not be where I'm at right now, but I'll always have, you know, a spot in my heart for them. But what I mean is, it is okay for you to not feel guilty for not missing people or not wanting more for friendships. And I had to get over this, like, thinking I was brat or thinking I was spoiled for wanting more friends alike to me that had a similar mindset, that wanted more, that I could like look up to as a motivator. And I didn't have that. I felt like I was that, and I want that, you know? And I'm looking for it. Once you figure out your somewhat priorities of the year, we are gonna move on to actually thinking about what you want in the year and how you're actually going to get it. So I have a bunch, like I literally created a list for myself called What Do I Want to Do? And in this list, I literally write down everything that I want or I want to do, whether it's simple or hard, from yoga to joining Muay Thai classes to working every day in a cafe, drinking less often, reading books, castor oil, heating pads because I saw it on TikTok once, eating sea moss because I also saw that on TikTok, being in a sauna for 20 minutes daily. So there's a bunch of things that I wrote in this, whether it's actual like tangible things or just routines and habits that I wanted to get into. But I feel like this is really helpful because they're also kind of mini goals when you look at them. But instead of looking at what you actually want, you should be looking at the ways that you can get them. So in terms of, a lot of these are a matter of me settling down into where I want to be home, and then I can get some of these things like Pilates classes. I don't necessarily want to do them when I'm away from home, although it is an option if you do. But there are simple things that you can do. So swimming, for example, is on my list, and I thought maybe that would be in a pool, but because I'm in Florida right now, I can easily go to the beach. So a big thing that I think is really helpful is to write a what you want list in terms of understanding the actual things you want and prioritizing how important they are to you. Please God, make them healthy habits, okay? Okay, in terms of fitness, let's get down to it. We are gonna be fit this year, all right? Here are 2 things I think that we are going to excel at this year. We're gonna try to do at least daily. We are gonna get the 10K steps in, and here's how we're gonna do it, because people lie to you and they say, you should just go on like a 3-hour walk to get these. No. Nobody gets time for that. What we're gonna do is after every meal, so breakfast, lunch, and dinner, we're gonna go on a 30-minute walk. I don't care where you go. You go outside. If you live in Alaska, get on a treadmill. We're gonna walk for 30 minutes. And within that time, hopefully that gets us to 10K steps. But that should get you around like 8,000, maybe more. This is not only good for your fitness in terms of just walking, but it's also good for your digestion, because you should never just lie down or lounge around right after your meal. That will make you feel even worse. You should get out and be active. Also, in terms of fitness, we should try to create a fitness plan. And I'm not saying that you need to go to the gym every single day. You definitely don't. I'm saying create some type of a plan for yourself where you're actually happy with what you're doing. So for me, I think I'm the happiest when I'm doing 3 days of Pilates and 3 days of being at the gym lifting weights, and then 1 day of just active recovery, hiking a mountain, I don't know, like doing something like that. And basically my Pilates is really good for toning my arms and my abs, because I just find that when I lift weights, it doesn't do it for me, but when I do Pilates, I just, you know, it's shit. So I find that when I go to the gym, I actually only need to work out my glutes. And when I go to Pilates, it works out my arms and my abs for me. So I'm practically like getting my entire body workout throughout the entire week. Don't let people fool you and say that you have to lift weights on your arms and you have to do, you don't, you really don't. Especially girls, specifically girls. Okay, in terms of food, carnivores and the freaking animal-based are like seeing the light of day, and I live for it. When I was a carnivore, I was called crazy for that diet, and now it's like literally getting hyped up on TikTok, and it's hilarious to me. But instead of being a carnivore, I actually think the best diet to go with is animal-based, because it's the most sustainable for the long term. I was on carnivore, and don't get me wrong, like it was great in terms of the results and the weight loss and all of that, but in terms of sustainability, I don't care what they say. I still crave a donut and a piece of pizza all the time. Like, I don't care what they say when they're like, you won't crave any of it. Literally, I did. But the best is actually animal-based. It's the easiest for grocery shopping. You aren't buying any of the processed foods, and you're eating all whole foods at the same time. You're still getting your greens in, you're still getting your fruits and veggies, and you're having some fun with the food. I think it's the best diet, and the way that I am going to incorporate animal-based diet into my life is actually going to be 80-20, but in a kind of a different way. But for the month, I'm going to be animal based, and 20% of the time I'm actually not going to have a diet at all. This is only going to take effect when I'm out with my family or friends for dinners and I literally see something on a menu that I really want to try, whether it's pizza or blah blah blah, or I'm at the movies and I want to get popcorn. Like, it's like that. So I want to be able to incorporate a healthy lifestyle into my living. 2025 is going to be the shit. So your cheat code of the day is going to be this. You are going to plan your day a day in advance. And I'm not talking about necessarily just your priorities. I'm talking about your meals, your fitness, where you're walking to, how you're walking, if it's on a treadmill, if it's at the beach, if it's on a boardwalk, I don't know. You are gonna map it out the night before so that you never even have to question it the day before. You are literally guaranteed success. So I always, in my fitness pal, map out tomorrow's meal so that I know either if I need to go to the grocery in the morning, or today, if you need to do meal prep for something, if you're really busy tomorrow and you know you're not gonna have time to do it today. So it's not necessarily a cheat code, but it's just a smart way of living, is plan everything a day in advance so that you're never stressed out and you're never confused about what your priorities are on that day. So that's kind of the tip of the iceberg, I would say, for how we're going to transform 2025 together in the best, healthiest way possible so that you can optimize your year. If you want me to go in depth on any of these things, I am like more than glad to. You just have to let me know in the comments below. If you liked the video, I would love it if you could like and subscribe to the channel, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye!